Yo, Wagwan, Assalamu alaikum. You're now locked into the crossover DXB with myself,
Yes,
Myers. Big Freako in the building. What are you saying to me, Killy?
Man? Bro, you already know, man.
You good?
Killing it. #1 podcast in the country right now.
Get in there. You know the vibes. TCO. Make sure you like, subscribe. You know the vibes. Yeah. Don't make sure the views ain't more than the subscribers. Yeah. Lock in with us. Lock in with the gang. We're providing you content.
Facts.
Regular now. You know what I'm saying? Before we even kick it with the major guests, I see. Let me introduce the guest first, and we can kick it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? We got the big man in the building. Travi, what you saying to me, my guy?
Thank you for having me, boys.
So thanks for coming through, man. What you saying? You good?
Yes, sir.
Man come with the swag. I see you. the black and red joint. All right.
With the J City hat.
Yeah.
Always hardly home, but always repping.
Repping. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Quickly before we get into it.
Yes.
I see man do up love and hip hop and all them things.
Facts.
What you saying to me? Man's doing up Mandy season.
Mandy season, Yandy, bro. It's just it's a milestone, bro. I think for the whole scene in the Arabic scene, because to have Arabic songs in an international show like that, it's crazy, No,
it's definitely
a lot of people that never used to comment, now they commented on my shit. They're like, oh shit, this guy is on my. He's in the show that I always watch.
Yes,
there's something. There's
you
a human
avoid
factor.
it now. You can't avoid it now. You're putting people in a position where they have to. Yeah, I'm saying big you up because you're breaking down doors, and I think that should be celebrated. I know last week we spoke about CLB and stuff like that. We're going to kick it today about a few things today as well, but we have to touch on these points. These things have to be celebrated. Do you know what I'm saying? Because too many times we're like, on to the next one, But when do we actually get time to sit, look back and say, yo, look what I've achieved, man. Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy, man. Bro, to me, as a guy that born and raised in the desert, bro, like, it's different than, I've never been to North America. I've never been to the States. I've never been to Canada, right? And right now, to just hear your music in places like that, it's crazy. Like the other day, my boy texted me. He's like, bro, I just walked in a club in Ottawa called 27, I think. And they're playing Walla Kilma at 1 p.m.
Fire.
1 a.m.
See, that's prime time.
Bro, I'm like, what?
Prime time.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, how music actually just went all the way, And like you said, bro, sometimes I just have to chill and be like, wow, like,
those things have to be celebrated.
Look what happened.
You're doing it. So, we've got Big Travi in the building. Tell the people them about yourself, man. Let the people know what you're about, you know what you're up to.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'm from Toronto, obviously. I moved here 3 years ago for a DJ residency. My background is I'm an audio engineer. I worked with OVO, like in Drake, for about 7 years as an audio engineer, and then recording like Division, Partynextdoor, and then Majid Jordan. And then I kind of got paired off with Majid Jordan to become their full-time engineer, which led to being their
serious music. Serious music.
Fire. Those guys are incredible. Jordan's unreal producer. And then we went on tour. We did a couple world tours and festivals, and I was their live sound engineer and their tour DJ.
Okay.
So that was kind of what got me on the radar, especially back home in Toronto, and then started DJing a lot more. The money was great. And somebody from here reached out, and they needed a resident DJ for a company, La Carnita, which is from Canada, from Toronto, right? So they franchised
all homegrown.
Yeah, exactly. So they brought me, and then, I've been here 3 years. Since I was supposed to be here for 1 year. But that's
always the issue. Exactly. So everyone's got the same story,
right?
bro.
It's supposed to be for 1 year, but now here we are. And now we're just trying to work on the music scene out here. And me and my boy Beiruz, we're a part of a duo called Mixed Feelings. Okay. And we built a little home studio. We've been recording, trying to get Freek in there ASAP.
Let's go.
Been working with MoFlo a lot. And,
shout out to MoFlo.
So would you be producing the project, or are you actually laying down vocals?
With Mo, for example, right now I'm his engineer. I'm just recording him on certain vibes when he comes. He records himself too. He's
shout out to Mo as well,
100%. And like his brother does a lot of his productions. Right. You know what I mean? So for him, no. But like there's other artists that come in. Sure, we can create a vibe from scratch. Or if you just need to record on somebody else's beat, or even if it's a YouTube beat, just to catch a vibe and then have it reproduced after. You know what I mean? And and now we're just booking my gigs, DJing a lot, and
coming back, man. Season is coming back.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
For real, obviously this COVID stuff is slowly being flushed out. Hopefully this time next year we're all in a better place.
I mean, there's a rumor right now that October 1st everything's back to normal, dancing and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go then. Let's see how we move. Let's see how we move. All right, well, it's fair to say you've been in great company.
Yeah,
it's fair to say you've been in great company.
Blessed,
some serious rooms that have obviously provided you a certain level of experience, exposure, and stuff like that. So, with that experience, where do you see the UAE and artists like Freek and your Moles and stuff like that? Can you see there's a demographic there? Can you see that there's potential there? From what you've seen back home? From
what I've seen back home and what I've experienced in these quick 3 years, like when I first got here, it was not even what it is today here. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
And just to see that change and like just to be a part of it in a small way is dope and humbling, because there's so much talent here. Like, you know what I mean? You see what Freek's doing, and you see what and like all these artists where just like the region has crushed down all these boundaries that have been placed up before, and like the internet age and the Arabic is popping, and like just everyone thinks about Dubai as like this lavish lifestyle, right? And which of course, you get that, but they're forgetting about the culture that's here, and it's crazy because it's like a boiling pot. It's kind of like Toronto. Everyone is from everywhere. It's bare expats and everything like that, you know. So the culture of Dubai is I think it's just lacking because no one is from here.
Yeah, there's not many people that are from here.
Like
it's
from
a minority.
Like homebred, bro, like this is my home.
Yeah.
So I think like that kind of gets lost in translation. But right now it's finding a path where it's being exposed to the rest of the world, which sucks because like shit's popping elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not as popping as it should be here. And I think like what we need here is like smaller venues for like the 500,000 people shows, you know what I mean? Because like right now it's like the stage you did, like right? Like it's a huge ass stage.
Yeah.
We need like those little ones where like the up and coming acts or like people that are in the mid, like
I think those things are overlooked because that's how you bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think Dubai, UAE is extremely glamorous to a degree. And like you are saying, there are people that are from the mud here. You know, Dubai's had to become what it is today, coming from somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not overnight. Although obviously the transition has been quick, to say the least. Nevertheless, I feel like, you know, venues with your 500,000s that helps build a core fan base, which helps artists transcend into the likes of a Do Arena and these sort of things.
You got to climb the ladder, right?
Yes.
You know, and like that's just kind of, I would love to see that here, because then you can do like little shows here and there. You can bring the artists, you can have people opening this, and you know what I mean? You could even put together a little mini festival of all the talent here, but there's no venue for it. Like,
what does Coca-Cola Arena hold? Is that 20,000? 10,000.
That's,
that's quite big, is it? I've not been inside there, so I'm not sure.
Even
Etihad Arena as well.
Really?
The one they had UFC in it. The one
exactly. Yeah,
it's
all huge. It's fire places, but they're big stages. You know what I mean? They're for the Drakes and the weekends. And
when it comes to artists, because I've been experienced in like artist management, and when you're trying to develop an artist, it can be very overwhelming going from something to, 20,000-30,000 stadium. Even if it is a festival, it can be very overwhelming. You have 100%. To learn your craft, perfect your performances, understand, be booed. Do you know what I'm saying? No, what is that like? So then when you're cheered, you appreciate it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think bridging that gap is definitely...
And your stage presence. You need to work on your stage
100%.
presence.
I want to ask you a question about, imagine there's a venue that actually holds, let's just say, 1,500 people, 1,000 people, right? For upcoming artists.
Yeah.
You think it can sustain? You think that venue can live without losing? Because most of these venues you see, if it's a club or a big ass arena, they're benefiting off big corporation, big artists to actually make money off. But in Canada or in the UK, they can actually benefit and sustain from small artists because they have fans, right? So the question is always like, imagine we set up a thing, right? You think it's gonna live to see another year? You know what I mean? Like,
so the key with that is that
multi-purpose.
Exactly. You have to have multiple things going on from like Sunday to Wednesday. You know what I mean? It just can't be the Thursday, Friday big shows or whatever. Like maybe it's like an open mic night. Maybe it's like a talent type of vibe. Maybe it's like a slam poetry. You even dabble into the comedian aspect of it, you know what I mean? Where you can touch a bunch of different things. You can have panels with like guest speakers, keynote speakers, stuff where like just like a small group of people would want to attend something. And then now there's a venue or a place that kind of allows for that.
I think you'd be very surprised. There's some artists that are like gone clear, doing extremely well, that occasionally would love to do an intimate session.
100%.
Whether they're presenting new music, you know what I'm saying, to a different different demographic. You know, I know like the likes of like a Summer Walker, J. Cole, they do things like, you know, your 1,500, your 2,000s, just to feel the vibe of an album before it's released. And I think Kanye's Donda, how he released that, will be kind of, obviously it's unconventional, but people can take things from that and, you know, present. I think J. Cole did it with I think Forest Hill Drive, where in London he had a venue and he said literally like an hour and a half before, yo, I'm at this venue, first come first serve, it only holds 3,000. Bro, 5 minutes it's sold out. But he presented his album to them to see what the reaction is before releasing it. Do you know? So I think that what we're trying to say is when it comes to if you have multi-purpose, it should be able to sustain, you know? It should be able to sustain. That's it helps, you know, it helps build a artist's character, stage presence. You know, these small things. And personally, me speaking, maybe you can you guys can chime in here. Obviously, you've been on massive stages, like to yourself as well. And when I used to do performing arts.
Me too.
Yeah, really? Okay, yeah. And even in the same sort of space, like I used to play football. And I've always felt like the smaller venues are a little bit harder because it's intimate. So you're a little bit more, not critiqued, but you can actually see people's faces.
You're locking eyes with
but like the big venues, it's like, it's too many to concentrate on. So let me just do my thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you gotta lock in. I think like, regardless, just any show, before any kind of going out on stage, someone feels a little something of excitement or butterflies or something, you know what I mean? And like, when you get on there and you're in intimate stages, it's like, especially that front row, they're looking into your soul at one point, you know what I mean? But I think it takes the first 2 minutes. After that first 2 minutes of you like locking into yourself, doesn't matter how many people are there, because your artistry is gonna be the same whether it's 10 people or 10,000. You know what I mean? You gotta give them your hardest regardless, because they're seeing you as in your art. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And I heard a couple of artists, that up and coming artists, they were saying, I'd rather like perform in big stages first because
puts you in the deep end, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or it might be a certain level of comfortability.
It's wrong though. It's wrong because if you don't have that experience, you can just,
and it could go horribly wrong if you do perform to a big stage. They don't know who you are, bro. So you, after 3, make sure, nah, bro, like you ain't earned that credibility yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you might have a certain pocket of fans that are there, but they're not gonna drown out 20,000 people.
And what I noticed in performing, the best thing is engagement, right? Before you even start, you have to speak to them. You have to see what's going on,
MC means
right?
move the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And after they see you so confident, they might be like, he's cool. Yeah. But if you just be like, next song, you're gonna be like, he's dead.
Yeah.
What was your first show?
My first show was in F1 Fan Zone. It was in Abu Dhabi when they had the small like fan, what do you call it? Like those village stages next to the F1. Not the big one, it was on the side. Yeah. And that was like, I think the second track, we released the second track and they wanted us to perform. That was like, that was the, I think we had like 300 people because it was in AD when a Corniche, the whole city came through, you know? And that was, until this day, I think one of my best shows.
Really?
Right. Yeah, because that was the first time to actually hear people singing along to something. I'm like, wow.
What a feeling.
Bro, I just got addicted to that. Like, I got addicted to people actually just saying the words. And I'm like, I want to do it again.
No, that's wavy. I think, look, it's not every day we have man like Travi in the building. Fact. So let's dig into, like, what made you get into sound engineering and, you know, producing and these sort of things, like getting into music over in Toronto. I feel like the more people I speak to that are from Toronto have some affiliation with music. It seems like. Is that you know, because of the likes of a Drake, or is there any predecessors, or is there like, what's the energy like there?
I feel like, especially recently, like there's definitely so much, like music is just, everybody wants to fucking be involved in music. And the way it started for me, I just always been in love with music. I mean, like, I'm sure all of us, you know what I mean? At a very young age. But I was out here like making school dance tapes when I was in like grade 5. So like music was always just a crucial part of my life. And my dad used to be like, I'd be singing in the back seat. My dad would be like, yo, do you know your schoolwork like that? You know, like, because like I'm so focused on this. And then it didn't even happen until one of my boys like introduced the fact that you could go to school for music. Like I went to university for drama, English, and speech communication.
Right.
You know, and I graduated all that, and I was like, fuck, what do I really want to do? Like I love music, and music was always like a safe place to fall back, like where I felt the most comfortable. And there's an institution called Metalworks, which is basically a school that offers a 1-year program for audio production and sound engineering. And it's 1 year straight. I looked into it, and then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to go here. And they basically teach you everything from sound design to being in the studio to live sound, and basically every aspect, so you can figure out what you really like and what you want to dive into. What road you want to go down, right? And then you can kind of dive deeper. And and then that's kind of just, it was never like, yo, I want to be an engineer. It was just more like
finding your way.
I want to be a part of the creative process, because like when I was like 14, we created a little recording studio in my garage, and like we used to be rapping. Everybody's like recording a little.
Yeah, trust me, I got a few hidden bars from 013. Trust me,
100%. Yeah, and like, you know, just the whole songwriting process. But then as you grow older and you cross paths with so many talented people, and you realize like collaborating is such a important part of this music shit, where you can learn from one another and still build something together. That, I think that was when it really locked in. And then I got blessed, because when I was in school, Drake was next door working on Thank Me Later. Right. Because it's an actual institute, but it's a real studio. Okay. So while I'm learning, Drake was next door with 40.
So whilst this is happening, sorry to cut you. Remember the story,
you're good.
Is Drake's Drake?
This is
like, I'm talking about in Toronto, he might be Drake already, but obviously to the rest of the world, it's like, oh, okay, this guy's come up under Lil Wayne. Don't get me wrong, I've been
no, of course.
Is he that, like, are you like, raw, Drake's next door? You're just like, oh yeah.
No, you know what? He was always Drake to us. I think like he's the hometown hero. Like we can't take anything away from him, because before that, sure, we had like Cardinal Official who got signed to Akon, right? So I think that was like the first really big crossover into the States. Yeah. You know, because I mean, sure, we had like the Mishi Me's and Chaclair, like a whole bunch of OGs in Toronto that were doing this rap shit, but it was always just Canadian hip hop. That word Canadian was always put in front of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's
not really accepted.
Drake destroyed that. And then he kind of like, So Far Gone came out 2009, right? I remember being in university and hearing that for the first time. It was like nothing we ever heard before. You know, like everyone's out here playing Successful and like Best I Ever Had Before, and Lust for Life. You know what I mean? So like the vibes were immaculate. It was just stupid.
Yeah, different level.
Yeah. So I think he's kind of just always been, wow.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I know what it's like. You might have hometown heroes. So Freek, for example, like here, no one can't chat to Freek. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he does his thing.
Yeah, of course.
And then like 100%. I know what it's like in the UK, where, you know, I might say, how have you not heard of such and such? Like he's massive, but he's only massive at home. He hasn't crossed
There's
over
a hometown proud. Like you're proud of it, right? And it's like, no, this is like, and in the music, Drake has never shied away from mentioning Toronto or home. So now it's like
there's no neglect,
nothing,
like or trying to pretend.
Even if he leaves, he's always talking about like, you know, hardly home but always repping, that shit. He's proud of the city and he's done things for it.
I wonder how they've gone about marketing him, because I am somebody that actively looks for music, and back in the day it was a lot harder to do so. Now you can just log on to Spotify and but back in the day it was just a case of, oh yeah, my boy's got this tape, or have you heard this on the radio or whatever else. And I think the first Drake tape I'd heard was
Room for Improvement.
Yeah. And I just wonder how did that reach the UK? Like, not many people know about that tape.
Did you hear it when it came out, or was it a little bit out? Like
I heard it when I heard it maybe about a couple of months after it came out, And I think that's what grabbed me about Drizzy. But I just wondered how did it get into my hands? I'm not sure. I'm not aware.
You're a music head though. You dig, right? You were probably on like Dat Piff or something. Like, you know what I mean?
I forgot. Dat Piff.
Dat Piff was kind of always like you load on every day, and you see the new release. You're like, what the hell is this?
You know what? You've hit the nail on it. It was Dat Piff. That's the answer to
exactly.
that.
And like, see how different it is. Like we used to dig for that. Now it's so accessible where it's too accessible.
Yes.
We're missing out on so much good music.
Yeah.
But before we used to dig.
Had to find. And it used to be a flex. Yo, you heard
pride.
This artist.
You take pride in showing your man them a new record. You know
remember I showed you that. Like there's still people to this day. Oh yeah, to be fair, you put me on to
100%. Bare people.
And bro, I take mad pride in that because of who he's gone on to be. Do you know what I'm saying? But sorry, I told you. Sorry, I cut you there. So yeah, you was in the music lesson. Drake's next door.
Yeah. And that's just kind of like now it was like, yo, I'm learning to do this shit. And like one of my favorite artists is like next door, like a new artist that I'm really fucking with, and wow, it's attainable. And like this guy has the biggest buzz in the industry right now. You know what I mean? Like the greatest rapper of all time has taken you under his wing, and it was just a crazy time. So
when you say taking you under his wing, like how did you manage to get from this room to that room to conversate?
Sorry, I meant the greatest rapper took him on. So Lil Wayne.
Right.
So like, because I mean, Wayne at that time, you know what I mean? Like all of us know, like it was crazy. Like every day there's 10 different remixes and he bodies all of them.
Yeah.
So Wayne was just kind of like, okay, this guy is holding him down. He's right here and he's right there next door working on this shit. So it's like, all right, like let's grind. Like this shit is attainable.
Yeah.
It's right here.
It's there.
It's real. Like yeah. And then in terms of how did I get in the room? So by now I'm sure you've heard the name Noel mentioned by Drake.
Yeah.
So Drake and 40 were inseparable, always working together, right? And they were renting out a room in Meadowworks. And Noel worked within the studio and the institution, right? So he was back and forth. And then he became their assistant. So he was just the one that sets up and does everything. And then basically I'd always just bug him, you know? Like while I was in school, I'd be like, yo, like, what's up, what's going on? Like, when you gonna bring me on tour? Just bugging him, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like dumb shit like that. And like I did that steady for weeks. And like Noel and I were kind of the same. Like that school is filled with a lot of different people, a lot of rockers, a lot of punk, like you know what I mean? So like we were definitely in the same genre, same style. Yeah. We moved the same around women, you know what I mean? Like
you know the vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So eventually it just kind of came to a point where Noel got picked up by them. He ended up going on road, doing this and that. He comes back, and I'm like keeping a good rapport with him. And eventually, just one day, 2 months after graduation, Noel called me one day, and he's like, yo, I need your help. I'm building a studio. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, no, I need you to come right now. I'm with Drake and 40, and I need you. So literally, I was not the best in my class. I was not like the smartest, but that's where like I think character and drive come into so much of what you can achieve and what you can do, and just kind of like just knowing that you don't have to be the best. Just
it's network.
Give
your
your
network
best.
as well. Yes,
that's what I believe. That's what I believe.
Ronaldo's not the best. He is the best footballer now, but he's put in some serious groundwork in order to be the footballer today.
Like working hard overrides talent. 100%. Like I knew a lot of talented people that didn't make it just because they didn't have the drive.
I think what's crazy as well, and a lot of stuff that you're saying could possibly be overlooked. I think in the UK we have this culture, and I've spoke about it before, and maybe it's something in Toronto, and you've obviously overridden that, but where it's like, I'm not asking no one for help, or I can't show him that I want to jump on his project, or you know, like, and I think that is stopping a lot of people from flourishing.
That's ego, right?
That is ego and pride, and like, but what are you being egotistical about? What are you being in order to? I think the best projects, whether we're talking music, whether we're talking sports, anything, is when you collaborate and when someone steps out of their box and reaches out. Yeah. And I was saying this on a podcast episode like 3 weeks ago. Even I still have reminiscence of that, like where it's like, yeah, I want to get Travi on, but I don't know if I can. How is he going to see my DM? And that will stop a lot of stuff. So, you know, you get to a point where now I feel like I've filtered that out, and it's about, you know, reaching out to others. And I think DJ Khaled is another one that used to do that and be overlooked quite a lot. But where he has got to today is solely based off his hard work. Do you know what I'm saying? And him reaching out to others and performing when his opportunity comes.
Yeah, and also it's him as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like all these people just genuinely mess with him. Like they're like, all right, yeah, like it's Khaled. Like he's crazy Khaled. I'll do what you need, you know? But I think like in terms of what you were saying was kind of like, there's two ways to go about it. It's like if you can either approach somebody and be like, hey, this is like what you can be direct and straightforward if it's someone you don't know that well, or if it's somebody that like you organically build a relationship with and it's over time.
It's like yo, I'm here.
You know, and like this, by the way, like I'm here, but like I'm not asking for, but like keep me in mind and like I'm gonna still keep working. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm not asking for a handout. But if something ever comes up where it's like you need a helping hand, you need something, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
You know
and who's to say Noel never looked at you and said, to be fair, he's asked a few times, but I do see him working in the background. Every time I come to this place, he's there working. And those things are you know, registered.
Yeah.
You don't just earn the right. You know, what's your character like as well? What's your energy like?
Well, that's the most important thing with this example, just because like when you're in the studio, especially like studio sessions like that, we were in the studio together for like 16 hours. You gotta like the person you're with. You know what I mean? You gotta like forget everything else. What I know, I can teach. You know what I mean? We can learn together. I can show you things, but like, I'm not gonna want to teach you if I'm sick of you after 5 hours. You know, like you got to be able to be together every day for 12 plus hours, and like that bond gets stronger. You know, there's no strain on it. So like, character and understanding your mentor and just how to really be a fly on the wall when you need to be, and when to step up when you need to be.
Yeah. I think that's an underrated skill as well.
Yeah.
Knowing when. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Or stop trying to hide. Like, you're here for a reason. This doesn't happen every day. Know when to step out.
There's one time I was doing too much. It was like early in my days. We were doing Marvin's Room.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So Drake, yeah, trust me. And they recorded that in LA, but then they came back. And you know how like there's an outro, the piano, like a beautiful piano outro. That's Chili Gonzalez playing that, right?
Okay.
So he's like an incredible Canadian musician, and I heard the song one time, and he does the outtake and everything. But Drake is playing this. I'm hearing it for like the first time, and Drake's sitting right there, and I'm just like, my face is just fucking like lit up, and I'm like, what is this? I'm rocking on the wall, and like 40 has to come up to me. He's like, yo, Travis, chill. Right. Because like at that moment, like, yeah, Drake, like, he's like, okay, yeah, this guy's fucking with the record, but at the same time, I was still new. He doesn't know who I am to 40, like, you know what I mean? And like, and it was just like, now the energy was like me in the corner, like, you know what I mean? So like from there, like that's when I realized, like, okay, no. Like,
you have to act.
Like, look who's in the room. Like, shut the fuck. You're lucky to be in the room. So like, let's chill, tone it back. And, like, it's knowing when and where to be yourself completely, and just soak it all up like a sponge.
100%. No, that's true.
Like, have you been in I've been in certain situations where it's like, you really have to calculate the circumstances. It's weird because you can't, if you bump into Jay-Z, you can't act as if you don't know who Jay-Z is. Like, you can't pretend like you don't know who that is. But there is a way to go about things. Do you know what I'm saying? And I can't explain that way right now because it's all case dependent.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's been situations where I've seen people overdo it, where it's like, you're trying to pretend like you don't know who Drizzy is. Like, he's walked into the building and you're trying to, bro, just at least show some.
Yeah, just like.
You ain't got to do too much. Just assess the vibes. And I think that's a talent.
It is.
And how do you deal with that as an artist if another artist comes in? Because you don't want to down people. I feel like artists is difficult for.
I think you just have to know yourself. I think people would see it as arrogancy sometimes when you just don't act up like you're a fan or a groupie. But I'd rather just be normal, acknowledge it, be like, yo, sick project. You release a sick project, whatever.
But you're down to earth. You're a real one. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody. Some of these guys' heads are really big. So, like, some of them want the acknowledgement, or some of them, like, don't even look at me. You know what I mean?
Of course. It's true, though.
You're a really humble dude, you know?
A lot of people might not even see it like that. But I would say the truth. Like, if I fuck with his music, I'd be like, yo, that track.
And if you're quote unquote more, I don't want to say more successful, but bigger than him, had more exposure, don't feel like, oh, because I'm further down the line than that individual, that I can't tell him that I fuck with him. Because what that might do for that individual is massive.
Yeah,
and I've seen it where big artists, you know, go up to other artists, maybe at like a festival, and say, yo, don't get twisted. I know who you are, you know. I fuck with your shit. And bro, what that will do, I see you, like keep grinding. What that will do for that artist is massive.
I think that's how Drizzy got more, like, he elevated even more, because he did that a lot with the UK. When he came on stage, he was rapping other people's verses, you know. That gave people, I think, the energy to love Drake even more.
He's smart though. He always knows, like, he listens to the street. Like, regardless of what genre, he knows.
But even though he's bigger than most of these guys,
of course,
he's studying. I think it's a studying situation, and people try to wrong him for that. Like last week, we were speaking about CLB, and like people, listen, whether people like the project or not, or got what they wanted from it, you have to respect what that individual is at. Do you know what I'm saying? It must be difficult because he's in a spot that no one's ever been before. Because he's been so consistent and put out a certain level of work for so long. How do you? What do you do? Like,
what type of Drake fan are you? Like, because you know there's a bunch of different Drakes, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, what kind of fan are you? Like, what's your go-to Drake?
My go-to Drake is, I like when Drake raps, when he gets into it. I like the 7 a.m.s in Toronto, the 4 a.m.s in Dubai, the 6 p.m.s in London. I like when Drake gets, like when he shows people, yo, don't get it twisted. I'm crazy with the pen. But then I also respect the melodic Drake. When Drake strikes me as somebody that sometimes wishes he was an R&B artist.
He is.
But then he's transitioned into that genre. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he said, you know what, I wanna do this. So I'm, whether you like it or not, I'm transitioning. And I think that's why I give him credit. People like Nelly, Ja Rule, that kind of like paved the way to sing and rap. Do you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm a Drake fan. Yeah,
of course.
However, I do feel slighted when I feel like I've been shortchanged. And I feel like when I'm getting the TikTok rap, you know what I'm saying, the Tootsie slides and the I'm Too Sexies, is like, I understand it, but how integral is it to the listener? Have you forgotten about us who were listening from so far, and you know, comeback season, and do you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's me. What would you say is your best version of Drake?
I mean, I'm a big Drake fan. I'll be even before, but like, I love R&B Drake. Like, I'm a softer dude. You know what I mean? I'm a quiet, nice dude, you know, but I love the R&B Drake. I'll be in my feels with that shit, even if there's no women in my life. You know what I mean? Like, just because it's just like, it's chill. And that was probably due to a lot of 40's production. You know what I mean? And 40 is a genius, you know? Like, he is cinematic, and I think, like, the two being introduced to both of those at the same time was just kind of like something new. And Drake is not the best singer in the world. No, he isn't. But he found a cheat code. You know what I mean? Also, mind you, we've been listening to this guy for 12 years now, singing, right? 2009? 12. It's engraved in us. Like, I don't know how old you guys are, right? But like, he's been around since I was 20, 21, 22. You know what I mean? And like, and I'm not just around, like, I mean on the top. That's true. So now his voice is engraved in the, like, we just hold on, like, we're used to it. You know what I must say though, like, it's so easy to sing a Drake song that is singing, because his vocals are not crazy. You're not so pushing it. I feel like I'm going in the shower, like, bro, he should have put this riff on here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he made it even easier for people to actually sing along, because I think when he came in, it's not like he has a crazy voice, but he can still try to do the R&B, and it's working.
As an artist, you're rapping in Arabic, but do you feel like you've taken some influence? Like,
bro, 100%, bro. Like, most of these music that I grew up in shaped the music I do now. Some people can be like, bro, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand your music, but I like it. It's not because I made it sound universal because I use a lot of things you like.
I hear you flip the flow and
do you know what I mean? Like
your rap seems quite melodic as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Even when I don't understand what you say, I be singing it.
It's like
exactly. Because bro, this is music. Music is not.
It's universal.
It's not lyrics alone. It just there's something about it. It's the melody, it's the vibe, it's the tempo as well.
Yes.
Like using the right tempo. It's too detailed, you know?
I feel like with Drizzy, he's got a talent with tapping into your experiences. So you might be like, oh, I've been there before. Yeah, when that girl doubted me, bro, and I went and got that job and I bought the, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm flexing. She wants to know me now.
Bro, but listen.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
that was a very precise
that's big facts, though.
But don't you think all the artists have certain topics? They only have 2-3 topics and they go all around with it.
Yeah, I hear that.
All the artists, if you notice, like Drake, women probably flexing something, you know? The Weeknd, same thing.
But do you feel like it changes throughout the career? Or do you feel like it's those same three?
It always comes back to those topics.
It's just an evolution of what it started at. You
and
know
how
you
tell the story.
So now it's deeper. You know what I mean?
Like at the beginning, it was like, she fucked me over. Now I'm like, she fucked me over, but I'm on a Bentley. You know what I mean? Like, it's always.
Then it's like she fucked me over, but now I got a kid. It's his whole story.
What's your like? Do you know what? We should capitalize on this because the fact that you're a sound engineer, you know, you've been in certain rooms, so instantly I'm gonna respect your ear. Yeah.
Respect. Thank you.
What's your thoughts on CLB, sonically?
Sonically, okay, and this is like not the comparison to Donda, right? Because everybody always, when you say CLB, it's always like some reason just pops up like Donda's right here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're focusing on this, but somehow Donda's right here. You know, CLB by itself, no Donda.
No Donda.
Okay, so you gotta remember, like the way I look at that is, when the first promo came out was December, like of last year, right? And there was a teaser. There's a teaser trailer, and if you see, he recreated the flowers falling from So Far Gone, which is on the cover. He recreated the Take Care photo shoot, right, with the heart. He recreated Nothing Was the Same with the clouds, right? Those were the only 3 albums he touched on, right? He didn't do the What a Time to Be Alive. He didn't do Scorpion. He didn't do like anything else, right? So automatically, with the name Certified Lover Boy and him calling back to those 3 projects are sprinkled of R&B Drake, melodic Drake, not the crazy hard body. Sure, there's records on there. Of course, he has to do that. But taking that and then listening to this project, you gotta like think of it this way. Did you like Take Care?
Yeah, bro, I think Take Care is his best album.
See, that's like where I started, all right? And you look at Take Care, and then you got to look at it as the point of like, what did he had that was a club banger on there? It was the Friends Here, right here.
Yeah.
Fuck, let's get it then. Right? There's that one. Hold on, wait.
And Hell Yeah, Fucking Right.
Exactly, right? So
that was a banger.
Really and truly though, I think there's probably don't add Take
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Right, but like. Doing it wrong, the real her, look what you've done, practice, the ride.
Bro, that is
you know what I mean?
Serious body of work.
So like, all there really was in terms of like rap was Headlines, which was a single. So when it came out,
and Lord Knows.
Yeah, exactly. Big, right? Lord Knows, and then Underground Kings and We'll Be Fine.
Yeah.
That's 4 club bangers, okay? Which means the rest of it was him in his fields, him telling his story. That's kind of what I see CLB as being, right?
Okay.
It's kind of like another chapter of that, of him, like, he knows he can give us the club bangers. Like, he just gave us Having Our Way and, like, the one with Smiley. Like, he has those records. But this was him. And Drake albums always tell the story, right? It's his story, which, like, we've been so heavily invested in just by listening. So, content-wise, lyrically, his pen is unmatched in terms of, like you said, making us relate to it, you know? Sonically, I think some of the records are a lot better than others. I know you said that you, I listened last week and you said that you like Champagne Poetry.
Yeah.
Right? That's your record.
Yes, it slaps.
It's fire. I think though, for an intro, it should have been more cinematic.
Right.
Yeah.
Just in terms of production, right?
I feel like Views, the intro was mad cinematic.
Yeah, it was too cinematic almost.
Too
That was Manish.
It was
Manish did the production.
Yeah,
it was like it was the opening of a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like that's what that shit was. So
my favorite album is Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah. And I think for me it's Nothing Was the Same or Take Care. Like between those two,
there's no coincidence that those are the two only Drake albums I worked on.
Oh right,
I see you, bro.
Vibes.
But
bro, I can repeat the album all day.
So would you say CLB is up there with?
So it's been we've listened to it now. The playback value is there. There are definitely a lot of records that stand out. I love the singing one, like Race My Mind. That's a vibe, you know what I mean? Just because the way he samples Rick James, and kind of does that whole thing. Fair Trade was that sample with Charlotte Day Wilson and that outro and the production, crazy. So I think like overall, the 7 a.m. every bar is stupid.
Hits.
You know what I mean?
I think that is a great showcase of his rapping ability.
Yeah.
Like, he's untouched in
that. And I think it just hits more because we know the whole Kanye situation.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like he's addressing, and it's not just anyone, it's Kanye.
Yeah.
You know, so like it just has more of an impact when he gets those little jabs in. So I think that this overall project was really fire. Like I can't say that I'm in love with it yet, but because there's so many other bodies of work that have led up to this. But like, what else is he supposed to do?
I know,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
What are we expecting?
Sometimes I just feel like I've heard this before. Like I know it's Drake, but I feel like every song on the album, I could put another song next to it and it would sound similar.
The guy has over 200 records that have been on Billboard 100.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like not just out, Billboard 100. So that's worldwide shit. And what else can he do? Like,
but don't get me wrong. The music is phenomenal. Yeah. That goes without saying. But it's like I can't wait until he's settled in a fully fledged relationship, married. I want to hear him there. That's when I know he's gonna tap into something else.
Okay.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for new experiences. Jeez. Obviously, there's COVID, whatever else. He's still on top. He's still, you know what I'm saying, busting it down with certain certain vibes there. But I need like a new. I thought I was gonna get more parent talk.
Okay.
More.
That would be fucking joke.
Okay.
Like in a wavy manner.
Almost like dropping
like a 4-4, not 4-4-4, but like like a some tracks. I know you have a big demographic you have to cater to, but I just feel like you become a father now. Like you know, how has that shaped your perspective? And not, bro, I cannot slide it. When I jump in the car, that's what's coming on. When you walked in today, that's what's playing. So and I was having a conversation with a few guys last time, and I was saying
that's the thing. That's Drake's topic. Is girls fucking him over? Like, you cannot get married and talk about the same thing. Like, that's the topic.
But that's why I'm waiting for the
you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
I'm waiting for the life to change.
The hangover talk.
What's his bar? What's his bar? He's like, I could never see a ring on the fingers too stubby. Unless Kawhi want to run it back. You know what I mean?
It's different.
Bro,
it's different,
bro. Who the hell would get Kawhi on a video? How? Only Drake
doing this, like,
bro. This guy never fucking talks.
That was his flex. I think that was what his flex was.
That was a massive flex.
He's just to show the fact that the fun guy that doesn't do anything can show up.
I can show up and make him dance in the video. Like,
but okay, let me ask you: do you think there's any other artists out that could do "Race My Mind," "No Friends in the Industry," and "Fair Trade" all on the same project, and all three of them be fire?
Nah.
Like
there's not many.
You know what I mean? Like no friends in the industry. If you hear like when he comes on, he's like millions of people. Like he changed his voice a little bit, right? That was different.
That was different,
right?
That was different.
And if you take that in, that's like one of his like club banger like hip hop records where the production is actually like in a major. Yeah. And you hear like on the second half, like the chords are like
that is different. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, this is what I need. It's
something
else,
right?
Like, you know what it is? It's Drake's like crack, yeah. And then like sometimes you need the harder hit. You need the, I can't have the same shit anymore. Like it needs to hit harder. I'm not saying I've taken crap before, but like, from what I hear, this is how it operates. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But bro, like I can't dispute it. I can't. You know what I'm saying? It is a bad boy project, nevertheless.
But in the back of the mind, Donda is there, where the Sonics are stupid. Yeah. Right. So like that's why it's like. It was a hard time.
But I don't think we should compare these things. Like I don't think
we should or we shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
No, of course not. I think
it's not supposed to be.
I'm happy as hell that we just got 48 new Drake and Kanye records. Like Kanye was my favorite artist since I was like 14. You know what I mean? Like
paved the way. I think because they're both big. And they're both like goats. I think that's why people compare.
And they're going at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it should bring out the best in them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The way they market each other, bro, it's insane.
I think Drake wasn't thinking about that. You know, he was just sure for 7 a.m. and a couple bars he has to go back. But I don't think he was doing it in terms of like, nah, I'm doing this to beat Ye. Like in his eyes, he's won.
Is there any songs that you would have
dealt without?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I know the vibes. Trust me, I'm not gonna, you know, what I'm saying draw a man out. But
no, I have no problem.
You know what I'm saying like you're close affiliates, so I hear that.
I think like In the Bible was all right until like Cool Baby's verse was there. I thought it was weird to put Giveon on there. I know he's doing the whole Chicago thing. Yeah. But Beirut had mentioned one thing that was really cool. It was like 3 different artists with 3 different faiths. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a Jewish guy, a Muslim guy, and a Christian. You know, and the song's called In the Bible. Yeah, which is a dope thing to see. Yeah. I didn't really care. I know it's probably bad, but I did not really care for the Kid Cudi record. I don't know.
Oh, facts, bro. For me, that's the worst track on the album.
See, and I don't know, like, and I love Cudi.
I like Cudi as well.
They both go like.
I think it's very mid together. Very mid, bro. Yeah. But I feel like he's left him on there because he's close to Ye, and it's like, oh yeah, I've got. Yeah. I don't know, but I just felt like he could have left with and the track with 21.
That one sounds like it's on 21's album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
it's not on Drake's album.
With Drake, when I saw the features, I was like, okay, cool, I understand. Nevertheless, do all that shit on their projects. You are Drizzy Drake. Like, this is the top tier stuff. This is the hard hitting bad boy. Yeah. And I feel like some features wasn't necessary.
I think the Fountains record was kind of like just because Afro is super popping and whatever.
I'm gonna put it.
But it definitely
put it on.
You know, it definitely felt like out of place. Yeah.
And the UK, they will eat that up. Like that. You go. I'm guarantee you that we playing on the radio.
Oh, bro!
Right now,
when I'm DJing, like I was DJing,
it has to come on.
It's a banger, and like,
it's a banger. It is a banger, but it's like. Do we need it here?
The whole project?
Do we need it here?
Exactly. In terms of the whole project, it was just kind of like thrown in there, and he just knows what he's doing. Like he is the biggest artist in the world, whether you hate him or love him. And there's too many people to please.
Yeah,
you know?
Too many people, bro.
Yeah. Especially with his past catalog,
bro. Look at us, man. All the way in the Middle East trying to be critiques. You know what I mean?
We're just consumers. You know?
It is. But it's crazy how you think about it. Like the way we think about it, because we're here thinking about it in a way that it catered to us.
We're music lovers, innit? We're not just the average person that's just gonna throw on Drake and listen. Like we dig into the shit. You know what I'm saying?
We go way back, man. Like we go way back on the album. Like if you actually heard Take Care and all of them.
Are we in a time where there's so much releasing that it's so hard to top off previous shit?
Are we in a time where releasing a lot of music is hard to?
It's
basically are we in a microwavable era? Yeah,
like the music is a bit saturated.
I feel like music's becoming like fast food, and it's like once you consume it, you want the next one. You're not happy to sit with what it is that you have. Back in the day, you have to go to I don't know record stores in Toronto, but you have to go there. Yeah. Purchase the album. Come back, rip it out of the fucking rapping, put it in, listen,
read the CD book,
read the lyrics,
read the back,
see the credits.
I missed that.
I missed that. I just tweeted that like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I missed
that nostalgic feeling. Yeah. It's like I've supported this artist. I've gone out and purchased this. Now anyone can, and fair enough, but.
It's made it easier.
It's made it way easier.
But bro, to be honest, because back in the days. In the Middle East, for example, there's no record stores that actually sell these things. Right. So I'd have to actually download it, get pirate, bro. I went to actually get a fake CD with the album.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
right?
you gotta burn
And I
one
used to sell
yourself.
it. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the streets. But now it's
Side
just
hustle,
bro,
huh?
yeah, side hustle in school, bro. That was the thing.
But back in the day, it used to be a flex. Like, yo, you ain't got this. I got I got the new 50 Cent. I got you know what I'm saying? Then you got your CDs all charted. Like, it's
or
a flex.
in the whip, you had the CD binder. You just go through the book,
Bro,
like, what?
trust me, that's what it's about.
But bro, like I think all these streaming platforms and YouTube made the world a smaller place, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy to see what's happening in Toronto right now. Like for me to be connected is just nuts.
Yeah.
So you being here,
Yes.
again, you know, you're very heavy into music. Like I said, I respect the air. Even the certain things that you said today shows that, levels, like it's proper things. You're going to know way more than I do in terms of like sound engineering and stuff like that. You're in Dubai, yeah? How do you try to keep your pulse on Toronto and know who's coming out still and what the new vibes are? Or
I've been. I'm not gonna lie. I've been pretty bad.
It's hard.
lately.
That's why I asked.
Lately,
It's hard
because you got to be there sometimes to really know. And like I have a couple homies. Like my homie Mash is on that. Like 6 Buzz type of me. Like those guys.
Right.
A couple of my guys are making music back there. But like we said, there's so much. And like right now, as I'm here, I'm DJing, right? Like 4 nights a week. So I still got to stay on top of like what's known here. Sure, we can break records and like introduce a couple
difficult.
new
Is
ones.
it difficult here to do you get like a like not a blueprint, but like, oh, can you stick to this sort of, or do you just play whatever you want to play?
Oh, no, I'll play whatever I want to, but I'm really good at reading the crowd and like knowing like where if one energy isn't working, okay, we'll take it here. But for new records, especially like Toronto, like rap, it's hard here. In order to break it for like the places that I play for the women, you know what I mean? Because the girls are dancing, the guys are gonna follow. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So like it's hard for me to play like the new top 5, even the Smiley record right now. You know what I mean? Like
it slaps.
What was that? Circle better.
You wear my drip, but I wear better.
Yo,
Bro,
and people were roasting that flow. That flow is stupid hard.
crazy.
What?
Crazy.
I don't care what anyone says. That flow is hard.
Is he the same?
nuts.
There was like a Drake leak. Was it one with Smiley as well?
Yeah. And then he I think he gave it another
organization.
Yeah. But instead of organization.
Oh, that is a
Wait, you
slap.
just brought me to a good point. See that? We all heard the leak, right?
Yeah.
Which means 3 to 4 of the records that were on CLB, you had heard a piece of it before.
Yeah. The TSU.
I think that takes away from your first listen of
Facts.
CLB.
Facts.
So, like, when you're hearing, what was the one with Jay-Z called again?
I heard that.
Love
beat.
All, right?
Yeah.
It used to be called
All
Lot
I
of 42.
Need. Yeah.
That's what it was called. That shit was hard as hell when I first heard it.
Bro.
If I had been introduced to that the first time with this version, oh man, like
Probably
so many of the TSU and all those, like,
Yeah.
it would have elevated so many more people's hits, you know?
Have you heard Vital?
Yes, of course.
That's a fucking smack.
See?
Bro,
Just chilling
I'm
there.
surprised that never made it. That is, what he must have in the chamber is nuts.
Yeah.
Because, songs like that getting linked and it's not on the project, I'm like, right.
So, okay, now these two have dropped, and immediately everybody's like, can't wait for Kendrick. What are your thoughts on, like, the way the game, see how quick the game, I seen Complex post a photo. I think there was like a swimmer and then like a middle-sized shark and then a huge giant shark, right? Like a megalodon.
Yeah.
And like, they're like CLB, Donda,
No way.
Kendrick.
No
and
way.
like, we haven't heard shit yet,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shit. I think it's just the hype because I think that's his last album, right? He's like,
With
that's
TDE.
TDE.
With TDE.
Yeah, and then he's going to do that
I'm
PG
smoking on
line.
your top 5. Listen.
Yeah, he's
It
smoking.
sounds like he's ready though.
He's
He's
smoking.
gearing up.
I know it's early, but did you guys get a chance to listen to Keem at all?
Not yet. Not yet.
Keem.
Because I mean,
Mad.
he's got a 1-2 on there, Kendrick.
Right.
Really?
Kendrick's different.
shit.
Kendrick's different,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think it's different. Who would you say is top 3 right now? Not of all time. You
The
probably
baby,
say
Lil Baby, bro.
you put Baby up there.
Fuck yeah.
I would say the most anticipated albums are probably Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Artist or albums?
I'm just talking about like artists and albums. Like I would say Drake, Kendrick, Cole. I think Big Sean was there, but then he kind of he wasn't able to. Wale used to be there as well, but he kind of.
yeah.
But I would say those are the 3, and I think J. Cole's project was solid,
Yeah.
and it was very cohesive.
Yeah.
And I think it was very integral as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Drake has a different demographic, so he's tried to cater to that demographic. However, I understand it, but too sexy for you, bro. Like
shit goes in the clubs, by the way.
I bet it goes off. I bet it goes off.
I pull that on for 2 seconds, and immediately
everyone's on it.
People crazy, love it. Crazy.
It's mad, bro.
It's
like
crazy.
I feel like music is a
bro. Feature knows how to do hooks. That's all you gotta say, bro.
I just feel like there's some not cheat codes, but like you can get tricked. And I try my best. I'm not getting tricked. I'm not getting tricked into this, but it's hard because then I find myself.
He found it.
But you know what? Like that was a throwaway for fun. You could tell because Drake opens up and he's like, "Okay, all right, that's cool,
yeah,
okay." Like that's his first line. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, nah, he's having fun.
About
they're both having fun. I don't think, bro. I think Future was like, "Yo, play the beat." He went to the booth and just
he probably said whatever, and then they just like, yo, you know what?
Keep it.
Take that forward, move that back, and then cut that.
And some people could say, bro, you ain't gotta be too critical, man. Just see the fun in it. See the fun in it.
Exactly.
I hear that.
But that's like you said, the video made it so much better, right?
Bro,
genius. So
now when you hear the song, you see the video. You see him with the fat gut, with the love heart, and you know what I'm saying, spraying the.
He knows how to have fun.
He's an actor, bro.
Yeah,
it comes down to these things. Like a lot of rappers can't do what this guy is doing, you know.
And he's funny.
Yeah,
like it's hard to be funny when you like without looking like you're trying too hard. Like he knows how to hit those.
One thing I must say, he showed a certain level of security. It's like, I don't care how this looks. I know I'm rapping about hard shit sometimes, but I want to have fun. And I think he's also dragging people into that space, which is good, like your Futures, and you see Future doing up the dances, and it's like, yo, let's have fun with this shit as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you know this can reach other heights.
You just nailed a good point. Like this, he's feeling very secure. Like I think that's the first time ever he's ever felt this secure with where he's at in life. Like
I feel like Hotline Bling was the first kind of you know, putting it out there and kind of doing up the dances.
Like knowing that it's memeable.
Yes. But he knows that. He knows certain things are going to be cropped.
Yeah, definitely. It's just out of his comfortable zone as well. And I like when Future does a song with Drake. It just changes himself. Future's so comfortable when
he's definitely transitioned into a different space, and been exposed to different,
and it looks comfortable,
a different demographic, and some people only know Future for that. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't know about the you know what I'm saying, the Esco tapes and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
So, Dirty Sprite, all that.
All of that. So it's good to see, and I think one thing we must give Drake credit for is bringing through others. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whether people say, "Oh, it's vulturing" or whatever, but he really does study the game. He really does study the game. He
does. Yeah, he does. But he can jump on anything, bro. He jumped on Latin shit with Bunny. And then next thing you know, he's on
he's got a Brazilian record too.
Bro. And he kills it. Like it's not like it's not cringe.
So you know, taking it back to yourself, what's the plans? Like you said that obviously you're DJing, but at the same time you got other things going on. Is there things that you're trying to achieve or put out there, or
I think
put a stamp on?
Yeah, like mixed feelings. Like Beruz and I are definitely ready to like get in our producing bag and like songwriting bag. Just been working with whoever. Definitely try to get this guy in the studio as soon as possible.
I wanted to ask you because lately I've been away, and because you're in the clubs doing your thing and stuff. Did you see any new talents coming from the city? Like
from
that,
here?
Yeah. That came up to you, be like, yo, I do this. Like, what's happening?
How'd you become aware of new talent?
There's been a few guys that have even like DM'd me, send me some stuff. But I think they're not serious about it. And like I'm at a point now where like if I'm rock with you, like I'm really great at what I do.
Yeah.
So if I'm a rock with you, like
I
want to make sure like you serious, and also like I want to believe in your music. Like I don't want. I'm not just working with anyone just for a bag. You know what I mean? Like we've passed that, and it's like no, like I fuck with you, and I want to like your music is like I want to help and be a part of that. You know, instead of just kind of like. Anyone. Like, sure, like, it's good. And I'll be there to facilitate and help if anybody is trying to actually work and, like, record. But what I personally would want to be involved in is the artists that I, like, genuinely fuck with and the music and pushing those boundaries and like being a part of those moments. Because every studio session, like is like it's not the song, like it's a moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's the vibe what created. Like a lot of people I got into studio with, I knew them even better after the session.
Yes,
I'm like,
100%.
bro, this 4 hours made me understand how you think and how you can
Are you
manipulate
both
things.
open to other genres as well?
I've always been open to other
100%.
genres, bro. I wanted to come back to our first topic, right? Because I come from a metal background, right? I grew up listening to
like rock and...
rock.
Okay.
I listened to rock before hip-hop.
Love it.
People probably don't know these things.
Love it.
And I knew a lot of artists came from Canada, right? There's a punk band called Simple Plan. Avril Lavigne, obviously. Some 41. Some 41.
Yeah.
These before Drake's. Right. And they made it international.
Well, that's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
We were never known for urban music.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rock, Canadian pop, rock or whatever. Oh, yeah, flourishing.
I didn't even know Avril Lavigne's from...
Oh, yeah. She's from Ottawa, I think.
Yeah. And they crossed over, right? Mm-hmm. So when people speak about Canada, I'm like, yeah, but you guys got artists that actually went international 100%. Before. Maybe not hip-hop, because people used to copy. A lot of Toronto rappers used to sound like they're from New York or whatever, because they thought this is the way forward.
The influence,
Even, bro, don't get me wrong. Even in the UK, people thought I need to sound American to pop. Until people are like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
I'll sound like I'm from the ends. You know, I'll sound like how I'm comfortable. And this is one of the things when I want to make music, bro. I grew up listening to English music. I never used to listen to Arabic, but when we wanted to create. I wanted to create something that it sounds authentic. Even though my knowledge in music is English, but I wanted to sound,
represent.
Yeah, I wanted to represent. That's why people be like, yo, I fuck with your shit. You like, there's this guy that actually has millions of followers or whatever. He raps in Arabic, but you relatable. Like you look like you're a guy from the States.
So would you jump on like an R&B track or like a rock based track or like a...
Definitely I'll jump on a rock song. Definitely. Yeah, but bro, I got you to this guy. What's his name? The Punjabi guy. Sido.
What's the tune again?
Sido.
Oh, bro, it's super slaps.
Bro, I've always been interested about like other languages and genres. Yeah. Even language, accent, because it just hits something. Even that flow, I might just steal that flow one day. You know, that Indian flow, I might steal it. You know,
Indian flow
and add it.
Different.
You know what I mean? That's
bro, it's serious.
Fire.
It's serious.
So when it comes to music, even here, that's why I asked you. I'm like, yo, what's happening? Because when do people will actually act serious and think, yo, I can make music from here, and hit you up, be like, I'm serious, let's go. Because bro, people here can be talented, have studio time and everything, but they're not really.
But I think it's very early here. That needs to, sometimes it's easier when there's a blueprint. Someone needs to break down the door in order to.
But this is the best time for us to lay down a good blueprint, even just like within our little sections. You know what I mean? Forget trying to take over the whole city. That's naturally happening. You know what I mean? But like some major moves need to just kind of be forced upon it. Like there needs to be like a unity. You know, like how we were talking about that Toronto beef. And how like they're just everyone's going at it. Now, what needs to happen here is like you don't have to rock with everybody, but like the people that you do. Like it has to be a movement, and like there needs to be a little bit more.
Things come from the top as well. What should happen is when you have like you do arenas and your M&Ms come in, you have a local artist open up.
I think that's what they do though.
Oh really?
I think so. Right?
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know about the M&M, but like I feel like.
What's that? To do what?
Like they should have local artists open up for bigger artists.
It's starting.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
starting. You know why? Because they didn't trust it.
Right.
Because these guys weren't serious.
Like, okay.
It goes head to head. Because, bro, back in the days, people used to complain about these things, right? But I know, shout out to The Recipe. These guys, when I was 17, I used to go to shows, them open up for 50. Kaz open up for 50 Cent. When I was fucking probably 16, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
People don't even talk about it right now. You know? Like, and they open up for Snoop Dogg when he actually performed in AD. I was probably fucking, you know what I mean? Like 18, 19. So it used to happen. This opportunities come. But I think you need to be ready. As an artist, I don't want to open up for someone bigger than me in miles, and I only have 2 songs, right?
Right.
Because the impact, I need to use it for my PR. When I open up, I need to have an album out. I'd be like, yo, now I'm on stage because this shit is out. Do you know what I mean?
Also, if you jump on it and you have nothing to follow up,
Dead. Bro, I know Nick, bro. let me talk shit right now, right?
Go.
I know niggas paid 60,000 dirham to open up for Drake when he opened up when he performed in Dubai, 2014. Yeah,
I remember that.
60 bags. I don't want to name the artist. I don't want to give him clout, right? 60 bags, opened up, paid. I was in the crowd. I'm like, what? This guy opened up for Drake. You know what I mean? And for me, I didn't even know. Fast forward 5 years later, I'm in the room. People tell me, this guy just gave us, 60 bags.
Right.
That's why we let him in.
He's paid for the look.
I'm like, damn. Bro,
do you think that's a good investment?
Bro, if I had that money and I had something to follow off, I'll put that.
For sure. Because the momentum would be stupid.
A lot of artists in the States pay for opening. Yeah. It's a normal thing. Even in Canada, that's a normal thing, Give me 6 bags, I'll let you open up for this guy, And then you have to have, it's part of marketing, You might have merch, you sell it at the same day, whatever. But if you have money, no talent, and you're not serious, you're just spending your dad's money, then it's not a good look. And it makes us look bad. Now when I'm an artist in Dubai, trying to open up, they tell you, give me 60 bags. I'm like, what? Yeah. They're like, this guy did it. He probably have it too.
Or we don't want someone to do it because the last person wasn't as good or didn't take
this guy paid us.
It taints it a little bit.
So I think we need to actually scratch all of this and stuff from the beginning, bro. And because the whole industry now is just so weird, bro. Like people, it's not balanced. It's not organic. Like people can just put money, do a song with Offset tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they be like, yo, #1 artist in Dubai. This guy, I'm like, I've never seen this guy, but it's gonna work for him. But no one knows. And Dubai is just so weird, bro. You see DJs coming along, be like, yo, I'm from this, that. I'm popping in LA. And this guy probably never played in LA.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. Like, I think here...
It's so saturated.
He's paying for numbers.
Here is one of the rare few places you can go to and reinvent yourself.
Bro, 100%. Definitely. And no one is going to fucking check you.
Yeah. But do you know what? But it always comes out in the wash. Always. It always comes out in the wash.
Bro, I know niggas is still... making money from that.
But it's long term. It's long term.
I know niggas still making money.
But yeah, Travi, like, what are you saying? Like, would you transition into other genres and?
Yeah, I mean, I used to record bands and shit. Like I've done everything. Like, I like and listen to all music. So if it's good, I'm in. I'll record a country record if the guy has got a crazy voice. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm open. I'll work with anybody and everyone that is serious and talent. Like the talent is like apparent.
So what's your actual?
Even if they're developing. What's
your actual background? Like, is Toronto quite multicultural?
Oh yeah, my parents are from Guyana.
Right, Guyana, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
So, but I'm born and raised in Canada, Toronto.
Right.
So I've actually never been back there, but Toronto is a boiling pot. A lot of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's a massive influence, isn't it?
I grew up with like both my brother-in-laws are Jamaican. You know what I mean? So I grew up in like a whole like Caribbean household with white best friends, like you know what I mean, like Indians, like everywhere. I've only dated bare white girls back home, like
I feel like
it's all over the place.
I feel like London and Toronto are like long lost brothers. Like so similar. The way we talk, the lingo, because it's got that West Indian, Jamaican.
Jamaica, like let's just not even West Indian. Jamaica has like just planted the seed for like the UK and us, like everyone's like Manda and this. You know what I mean?
I said, yo, Manda fam. I'm thinking, what? Like, I'm thinking, what? Like, it's crazy. But it's sick, man. You have to invite us to one of your sets, man, and we'll come down and chop it up. And
let's go.
I'm playing tonight.
Okay,
No, you know what? In 2 weeks, we just locked in a new deal. We're at Cove Beach.
Okay,
let's go.
On Fridays.
We need to come true.
Yeah. Please, it's a vibe.
All right, love. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Just make sure this guy comes to the studio. All right.
Let's get it.
That's it.
Anything? What about your handle? Where can people follow you at?
Instagram, dhb.djtj, and in my mixed feelings. Shout out Mo and Beirut and Amro real quick.
Gang.
Mash.
You know the vibes. Thanks for coming through, bro. Appreciate it, man. Love kicking it, man. Yo, you know the vibes. Love, subscribe. Stay locked. Love.
Gang.